Ready. It's Monday. Your favorite day.
What's up, family? Woo! Hey, y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Are we on Twitch too? Periscope, Twitter, whatever the audio video platform you're on. Hit that like button, hit the share button. Please tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. It's Monday, it's my favorite day of the week. Outside of Sunday for church and outside of Friday for date night. How's everybody doing today? My hope and expectation is that your day is absolutely amazing. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. If you are watching us live on this Monday noonday, I want you to hit that like button. You know how them algorithms work. I want you to hit that like button. I want you to hit the share button. Tag somebody. Tell them Prophet Ramone is live. The Ramonepreston show is live. You know, every Monday through Friday, we bringing y'all the game, giving you all of what you need with regard to biblical economics. That's all things financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, family, legacy, wealth building, all those things that make your biblical economics what they need to be so that you can get to your prophesied place and so that you can see the manifestation of what God has promised you and prophesied to you. All y'all that's coming on that's ready to get that bag for 2021. All y'all that's ready to take your business, your ministry, your products, your services, your ideas, your relationships, your opportunities to the next level. You better hit that like, you better hit that share button, and please tag Lolly Dolly, everybody. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to create a financial plan. How to create a financial plan. How many of you out there know how to create a financial plan, or do you even know what a financial plan is? A lot of people don't even know what a financial plan is because they assume that in order to have a financial plan, you need a financial planner. Now, let's make no mistake about it. If you got a financial planner in your life, number one, if you can afford one, or if somebody's in your family and they are a financial planner, then that's just a benefit and a bonus for you. But let's just say you like me. You don't have a financial planner. You don't have one in your family. You don't have one in your circle. So what exactly are you going to do? Well, you're going to have to know how to create a financial plan for yourself. Now, before I get into some of the tactics, like some of the practical things that you can do to create a financial plan, I want to at least give you a clear working definition for what financial literacy is, how it works, and what it actually requires. Because you can't put a financial plan together or create a financial plan if you don't understand the financial part of it. That is, you're not financially literate. You don't know about what finances are and how finances are supposed to work in your life. So shout out to all my Facebook family, tribe members. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for supporting the Ramonepreston show. As all of you should by now know, it's my assignment, it's our assignment as a squad, as a tribe, to bring economic deliverance to the people of God. I truly believe we're in a season, we're in a time, we're in a moment in history that a heightened awareness of biblical economics is essential. A heightened awareness of all things, financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, family legacy, wealth building, all things that are connected and associated with those concepts is so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. How to create a financial plan. By the way, shout out to one of my Atlanta artists. I mean, he's not my artist, but he's part of the Atlanta family, the 1K Few family. And that was one of the songs that we was listening to. Oh man, they just dropped that. It's fire too. They just dropped that fire, and I mean, they really did an awesome job on. I think it's a mixtape. Yeah, they from Atlanta. It's a mixtape. This particular song here is called "Go to Church." Go to church. Yeah, it's good too. Did y'all hear it? Could you hear it on there?
Yeah, she said. Shanika said,
Ooh. This is one of their new songs. This is a single. It's called Go to Church. Huh? Can you do that? Can you do that? Come on. Say what? I know, she like, wow, he ghetto. Say what? Woo! When you get financially lit, that's what it make you do. Let me stop playing, y'all. All right, let's get back to work. How to create a financial plan. Listen, if you're going to be lit, you got to get lit in every area of your life, not just your financial life. You got to get lit in your personal life. You got to get lit in your marriage life. If you're married, if you ain't booed up, then when you get booed up, you want to get lit in that area. You got to get lit in your church life. Every area of your life needs to be lit. But most importantly, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your financial foundation, you got to get lit. The word lit, L-I-T, is the root word for literacy. So when you are financially lit, like that song is, you are financially literate. So let's go through a few definitions and descriptions so I can help you to get financially lit and to show you how to create a financial plan. All right, y'all ready? Okay, so this information that I'm sharing with you, by the way, is coming out of the game plan. It's coming out of our blueprint game plan. For those of you that don't know, it is our online educational training platform that we use to teach the most important aspects of financial literacy. There it is right there. Whoop, there it is, y'all. The Blueprint Game Plan. It is our 5-step wealth building system. And one of our programs that are built into our Blueprint Game Plan is our financial literacy program. So we have 3 particular courses that are designed to help you identify with the most important aspects of financial literacy. So this discussion that we're having today on how to create a financial plan is actually in our all-in-one financial literacy course. It's actually entitled The ABCs of Financial Literacy. So before we get into the details of how to create a financial plan, there are a few things I want to help you to understand about financial literacy, because you ain't going to put no plan together in no area of your life if you're not lit in that area or literate of that area. Think about it. How you going to eat healthy if you don't learn about the health habits you need. You ain't gonna know what to eat. How you gonna work out and be successful in working out if you don't know what you need to work out and how you need to work out? So my point is, every area of your life requires literacy. It requires education. It requires training. It requires you taking the time to develop new habits by learning new information, by taking in new data so that your habits can subsequently change. That's how you're going to get successful in your finances. And this is going to be the gateway for you to create a financial plan. Here's a statement in one of my affirmations that I read and I quote every day. It's just a sentence out of one of my affirmations. This is the financial affirmation that I read, and this is one of the statements or sentences in my financial statement that I read and quote every day. Here it is. Our financial situation up to this point is simply a reflection of how we've related to money. Think about what I just read. This is a part of my daily affirmation, financial affirmation. I got different affirmations, which you need different affirmations, but you need financial affirmations. Let me read it again. This is one statement in it. It says, our financial situation, or my financial situation up until this point is simply a reflection of how I've related to money. Think about that. So if my financial situation up to today is what? February the 8th, 2021. So my financial situation up to this point is simply a reflection of how I've related to money. So if my financial situation is dependent upon my relationship with money, then guess what that means? I need to develop a better relationship with money. Matter of fact, I want to read a little more of this affirmation because it's one of my favorites. You got it as well, daughter. It's an awesome financial affirmation. Let me read a little bit of this to y'all. It says, first and foremost, I understand that money isn't inherently good or bad. It's what I do with money that makes it so. The more money I have, the more options I have to make the impact I want to make in the world. I also understand that my financial situation, that's what I just read, up until this point, is simply a reflection of how I've related to money. If you can catch that revelation, your financial situation up to February the 8th, 2021, it is a reflection of how you relate to money. Watch this. Making it, saving it, and growing it. So basically, my financial situation is a reflection of how I make money, save money, and grow money. So if I don't have a good relationship with money, it's going to be reflected in how I make money. It's going to be reflected in how I save money. It's going to be reflected in how I grow money. Let me read the rest of this to y'all. But there are virtually no limits to how much money I can earn, save, and grow. There are no limits to that. It's simply a matter of investing time in developing my money mindset through learning about money. That's what we're talking about today. I have to learn about money so that my mindset about money can change. Come on, y'all, be honest with me. There is no area of your life that you can have a good relationship in if you don't learn more about that area of your life. So I can't have a better healthy relationship with my body if I don't learn about health for my body. I can't have a better, a good relationship with God if I don't learn about having a relationship with God. I can't have a good relationship with my kids unless I learn more about having a good relationship with my kids. So my relationship with everyone is dependent upon how much I learn about those individuals. It's the same with money. So wherever I am in my financial situation today is a reflection of what I have learned about my financial situation. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, your financial literacy is so important. Because I guarantee you, unless you are an anomaly, unless you are like one in a few 100 million people on the planet, most likely you don't just have a whole lot of money. Because you're not one in a few 100 million people who just happens to have a whole lot of money and didn't do nothing to get it or to keep it or to grow it. So if you're just like most of us on this planet, that means your financial situation is directly related to, the key word related to, or is in relationship with what you learn about it. So if you're not learning nothing about money, you're probably not saving it. If you're learning nothing about money, you're probably not making it and growing it. If you're learning nothing about money, it's going to be reflected in your lifestyle, because your lifestyle is going to be a reflection of the money that you're making. So how to create a financial plan? Well, I have to learn about money in order to create a financial plan. Why do I have to learn about money? Well, let me explain to you, because financial literacy is the basis of your financial plan. So what is financial literacy, Prophet Ramone? Here's my definition of financial literacy. If you can't write it all down, you have to go back and listen to this again. Financial literacy, by definition, is understanding the economic process of how money is made, how money is managed, and how money is multiplied. This is what financial literacy is. Financial literacy, I'll say it again, is understanding the what? The economic process of how money is made, managed, and multiplied. So how do you know when you are financially literate? How do you know when you have financial literacy? Not when you read books on financial literacy, not when you just take quotes on financial literacy, not when you just look at memes on Instagram for financial literacy. You know you are financially literate when you understand what the economic process is that allows you to make money, manage money, and multiply money. So if I don't understand what that process is, if I don't know what all it takes to make money, what all it takes to manage money, what all it takes to multiply money, then truth is I am not financially literate. So what does financial literacy require then? If financial literacy is me understanding the economic process of how money is made, managed, and multiplied, what does financial literacy require? Well, first of all, it requires you to understand what all you need to know in order to figure out the best way to make money, manage your money, and multiply your money. But basically, financial literacy, listen to this, requires a fundamental understanding of math, metrics, numbers, and statements. See, this was the biggest game changer for me. Because see, I'm a book reader, I'm a learner. I love to read, I love to learn. I'm just like a information junkie. I mean, I love learning. I really do. I love learning. I'm a very, very, very avid reader, and I'm a learner. It's just what I love to do as a person. But when it comes to financial literacy, I realized that I had a lot of information, but I didn't do a lot of math with the information. So I thought I was financially literate because I understood the information of money, the information about economics, the information about business, the information about multiplying money and investments. But I realized I hadn't really did the math. Because think about all the stuff you learn about money, very rarely does it push you to your calculator. And if whatever you know about money is not pushing you to your calculator, you probably don't know the right thing about money. So financial literacy requires a fundamental understanding of math, of metrics, of numbers and statements, not just words, sentences, information, and ideas. Now, what I mean by that is, let me give you a few examples. You can wake up every day and say, I want to be a millionaire. I want to get out of debt. You can read books on getting out of debt. You can read books on how to have an 800 credit score. You can listen to audiobooks. You can listen to people like me all the time. But if you're not doing the work in terms of doing math, knowing your numbers, calculating everything in your life mathematically, you're not going to see the results in that area of your finances, because financial literacy requires math. It requires metrics. It requires numbers. It requires statements. So that means if you say, for example, I want to get out of debt. If you're financially literate, you know just making that statement or having the idea or writing down that sentence, I want to get out of debt, is not going to get you out of debt. If you're financially literate, you understand that in order for me to get out of debt, I've got to calculate how much debt I actually have. That means I got to confront the boogeyman of my credit report. I got to confront the boogeyman of how many debts I have. I got to confront the boogeyman of how scared I am of finding out how deep in debt I am. But there's no other way you're going to find out the math. So now you're going to pull up your credit report and you're going to find out that, oh, I owe this company $8,000. I owe this company $2,000. I got 8 credit cards totaling $12,000. What are you doing? You're calculating, you're doing math because you're financially literate. Just writing all your words down and saying, God, I want you to bring me out of debt, but you never get out of debt because God gives you the inspiration. God gives you the revelation. I'm going to bring you out of debt. I'm going to bless you. I'm going to open doors for you. I'm going to supernaturally intervene for you. But the part you didn't hear in the disclaimer of that prophetic word was, oh, but you're going to have to do the math. Oh, but you're going to have to get a calculator. Oh, but you're going to have to figure that thing out. So in order for you to become financially literate, you have to understand the economic process of how money is made, how money is managed, and how money is multiplied. So how am I going to understand this economic process? I have to get better at math. And where I start is creating my own financial plan. And how I create my financial plan is by making the conscious decision to educate myself so I can have a better relationship with money, so that I can have a better relationship with everything that makes up economics. I got to have a better relationship with banks. I got to have a better relationship with credit companies. I got to have a better relationship with products and services that help make money. I have to better myself in all these areas because in order for me to be financially literate, I have to understand what this economic process actually looks like. Because there's no one way to skin the financial literacy cat, if that makes sense. Ain't no one way to skin no financial literacy cat. In other words, just because you know everything about credit don't mean you're going to be financially literate. So you're a credit expert. Yeah, but you're a banking failure. So you know how to repair credit, or you know how to eliminate debt, but you don't know how to make money. See, it takes all those things. You got to be able to know how to work all those things. And then you start making money, but you don't know how to manage it because you're not disciplined. Or you know how to make it and manage it, but now you don't know how to multiply it. So instead of investing it and putting it in vehicles that make you more money and multiply it, you got it sitting somewhere dying, and you dying because you know in 18 years you're going to be broke. So you have to become financially literate, which means I've got to get a better relationship with the economic process of how money is made, how money is managed, and how money is multiplied. And the way that I'm going to do that is by learning the mathematical side of financial literacy. I'm going to learn the metric side. For those of you that are watching live, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, or whatever other platform, if you got any questions, drop the questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. We're talking about creating a financial plan, and I want to show you how to create a financial plan. But the most important part of creating a financial plan is you being committed to become financially literate. You being committed to understand what the process is for you to make money, for you to manage money and multiply money. And just because a person is good in one area of their life, in other words, they're good in, what do you say?
It was a statement.
It was a statement. What was the statement?
Elisha.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay, from Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Oh, that's good. She said, God gives us the free will and choice of our own life to make changes where changes are needed. Spirituality and financially, indeed. Money isn't going to drop from the skies. Absolutely correct. It's not going to drop from the sky.
Now, somebody on YouTube, Dolly Smith,
Okay.
was like, this is the truth. Putting mine in a spreadsheet helped a lot.
That's good.
She put us in a spreadsheet.
One of our YouTube listeners said putting her financial situation in a spreadsheet helped her out. That is so good. I'm going to get to that part, especially on how you create a financial plan. So now let's get into the meat of creating a financial plan, because what exactly is a financial plan? Again, a financial plan to a financial planner might be different than a financial plan to an individual. But here's the truth. Even if you can afford a financial planner, even if you got a financial planner in your family or in your life, you have to assume, this is a big word right here, y'all. You have to assume the fiduciary responsibility for your own money. Somebody drop that in the comments. Say, I must assume my fiduciary, you might not be able to spell it right if you don't know the word.
Can you spell it?
Fiduciary, Fiduciary, fiduciary.
Okay.
I must assume my fiduciary responsibility of my money. You have to become a fiduciary. So basically, when you do go to a financial planner, when you go to a investment banker, when you speak to somebody in the financial arena, they are considered to be fiduciaries. Why are they fiduciaries? Because they are assuming the financial responsibility for your money. But if you can't assume the fiduciary responsibility of your money, you've already lost. And most people, it's not like they don't want to assume a fiduciary responsibility of their finances. They just don't know enough about financial literacy to assume the fiduciary responsibility of their finances. That's the truth. Most people just don't know enough to assume that responsibility. So as a result, they give other people the responsibility, which means they never have control of their own money, which means they never have control of their own life, which means they are always a slave to other systems, economic systems, that are controlling the narrative of their own life, because those systems are controlling the narrative of their financial life. So guess what? The same way you got to assume a spiritual responsibility for your relationship with God. Now, how many of y'all gonna leave me responsible for your relationship with God? Prophet Ramone the prophet. Prophet Ramone, will you assume will you assume spiritual responsibility for my relationship with God? How many of y'all gonna have somebody else responsible for your relationship with God? When you wanna pray to God, are you gonna ask somebody else to pray to God for you? When you want to worship, I've never seen a Christian in church. Have you ever seen somebody in church that was getting ready to worship God, and they looked over at somebody and said, you know what, can you worship him for me?
Never heard of that one. Yeah.
Prophetess, can you lift up your hands right now and give God glory for me? Listen to you crazy girl. She over there, rebando, rabasha, taradaboko, shotodobaho. No, you don't do that. Well, you have to assume the same level of responsibility. Not the same, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying equate it with God. I'm just saying you have to take it that serious like you take other areas of your life. Because if you take your financial life as responsible as you take your spiritual life, now if you trifling spiritually, if you ratchet in other areas, then this may be why you're not taking responsibility for your finances. But if you love God, you love your family, you know what I mean? You love people, you ain't just finna be giving other people responsibility. Who do you know gonna have a baby and then leave somebody else responsible for their child? Well, your bank account need, well, you know a whole lot of people, of your own finances. You have to become the fiduciary of your own finances. You ain't gotta write that down, but just say it. I have to become the fiduciary of my own finances. I have to become the fiduciary of my own finances. Okay? Y'all know I love Google, because I'm finna Google this.
What, fiduciary?
I'm finna Google fiduciary. Because, you know, people think I be capping. Right? Fiduciary. Watch this. Fiduciary, a trustee. Fiduciary is involving trust, especially with regard to the relationship between a trustee and a beneficiary. So a fiduciary, according to Investopedia, one of my favorite websites, a fiduciary is a person, watch this, who holds a legal or ethical relationship of trust for other people's assets. Think about that. We're not even fiduciaries of our own assets. The assets of our bodies, the assets of our minds. Think about it. Your mind is an asset. And if you don't feed your mind, you are neglecting one of your greatest assets. And if your mind is not being fed information and data with regard to finances, that means you are in a financial liability. You are in a financial deficit. And guess what that also means? That also means that your relationship with money is going to be affected, and your outcome of money is going to be affected. So let's go through a few scenarios of what you need to do to create a financial plan. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about your income and expense ratio, cash flow. I'm going to be talking a lot about financial literacy and money and cash flow this week. But today, while we're talking about creating a financial plan, I do want to recommend this today, even though I'll bring it back up tomorrow. I want to recommend personally, if you're trying to get your personal finances in order, you need to download a personal financial management app on your phone. This is no different than you having Facebook apps on your phone, Instagram apps on your phone, YouTube apps on your phone, your banking app on your phone. You need to go to what is it, the Play Store, or to what is the other one called?
On Android, but it's there.
It's the App Store on Apple. Yeah. You need to go to the App Store and you need to type in financial management app. It's going to be 1,000 of them that come up. Now, one of the ones that I recommend in my blueprint game plan, and I recommend it to those that we consult and coach, is the Mint app, mint.com. You can access it from your phone, your tablet, your laptop, or either your desktop. It's the Mint app. Now, one of the reasons why I recommend the Mint app is because it's easy to navigate around. For those of you that are familiar with Dave Ramsey, I think he has one too. What is his app called? I forgot what Dave Ramsey's app is called. I really didn't even know anything about Dave Ramsey until like last year, because I was talking to a pastor, and the pastor brought up Dave Ramsey and said that he was doing something for me. Of course, I mean, you know, he's on a whole nother level of what he's doing, and he's been doing an amazing job helping a lot of people. But once I got the whiff of who he was and what he did, I realized that this is the type of work that a lot of us in the church and the Christian community needs to do. But I said that to say he does have an app. I don't know if it costs or how the app works. I don't even know if you follow him or agree with his financial philosophies or not. That ain't what I'm here to talk about. What I'm saying is you need to have a financial management app. Now, when you put the financial management app on your phone, when you make the decision to use the financial management app, we're trying to develop a foundation to create a financial plan, not to live our lives trying to create a budget. That's the part that I don't really want to focus on. Because when you focus on a budget, I wish I had my whiteboard. I'm working on my studio right now so that when I get to parts like this, see, this is why I want my studio situated. Because see, a part like this, I can go grab my marker and I can start showing you on a whiteboard what I'm talking about. But anyway, since I'm going on another rabbit trail, I always go on these rabbit trails. But anyway, you want to put a financial plan together. You don't want to be focusing on a budget. Because when you focus on a budget, a lot of times it keeps you focused on what you're trying to get rid of. When your problem is not just your budget, your problem is your income. So instead of always trying to go down on this budget, you need to go up on that income. That's for another discussion. My point is you need to download a financial management app. Mint is a real good app. Now, here's one of the reasons why I highly recommend that to people and to our clients and customers, because it's free, number one. You ain't got to pay for it. It's free. You just download it for free and you never have to pay. Of course, you got to deal with ads and stuff like that, but it's free and it's a really, really good app. I used it for years. I was using it when I was broke. When I didn't have a pot to put it in a window to throw it out, I still used it because I was dreaming. So I would create budgets and didn't even have that kind of money coming in, but I was like, I was capping. I was capping with myself. But here's the thing. With the app, one of the reasons why it's good is because number one, it's free, right? Yes. Number two, it is powered by, which means like the nuts and bolts behind it that makes it work and function. It's powered by Intuit. Intuit is what powers QuickBooks. So when you are an entrepreneur, a self-employee, or a business owner, you're able to easily navigate QuickBooks when you start your business or when you get the accounting of your business right. You can navigate easy from Mint to QuickBooks because it's powered. So there are a lot of functionalities that are similar. So it's not that difficult. I've worked with a lot of spreadsheets. I've worked with a lot of softwares. I've worked with other financial management apps that were a little bit difficult to navigate around. And then what happens is you get disappointed, you get bored, you feel defeated, and then you log out and you never go back on, right? You just never go back on because you're like, you know what, it's just too hard. So Mint is real easy because you're able to help build a foundation for your financial plan. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Here's what financial planning is. This should be good for somebody. Financial planning is the process of evaluation and examination of all your short-term and long-term financial goals. So how do I create a financial plan? Here's how you're going to do it. Even if you ain't got no whiteboard, even if you ain't got your app or any software, you're going to take one piece of paper, right? You're going to take a piece of paper and a pen, and what you're going to do is you're going to put financial plan. We're going to make it real easy. Financial plan on the top, right?
Yes.
So you're going to put current quality of life. You're going to put current quality of life, if you can see that, on the top. And then you can just draw a line, and on the bottom you can put future quality of life. Now, what is your current quality of life? Well, I just gave you the definition for what a financial plan is. The definition is this. A financial plan is the process of evaluation and examination of all your short-term and long-term financial goals. So your short-term financial goals reflect your current quality of life. That's what you live in right now. Your long-term financial goals reflect your future quality of life. Now, throughout this week, I'm going to be talking about all types of components that are connected to financial literacy. One of them is retirement, which is about your future quality of life. But when you're putting a financial plan together, you need to have a plan for your current quality of life and your future quality of life. All right? So now, remember, we talked about math and metrics. We don't want to just put a whole lot of words and statements on this financial plan. We actually want to do the math. So in your current quality of life, you're going to start by saying, okay, what is my reality? How much money am I actually bringing in every month right now? Whatever that number is, you're going to put that number right there. This is how much I'm bringing in, right? You're going to put that number right there. You're going to say, this is how much I'm bringing in. Whatever that number is, whether it's $500 a month or $5,000 a month. Under it, you're going to put how much money you're spending every month, right? This is how much money I make, my income, and this is how much money I'm spending. Now, under that, you're going to also add, like, how much money does it actually take for you to live if you paid everything you needed to pay? Like, if your income right now and your expenses, if they don't include, let's say, health insurance, then you need to add health insurance. So you're gonna have like a reality list of your financial situation, and then you're gonna have like an ideal list. Like in the perfect world, how much money do I need to have in order to pay all my bills in the perfect world? Because I'm not paying certain bills. But also you're gonna put down on that list, how much money do you need to make? Because you might not be making enough. So on one side of the column of your current quality of life, you're gonna have the actual number. This is what I'm actually making. This is what I'm actually spending. You gotta put that real number. Don't fool yourself, don't trick yourself. This is how much money I'm making every month. This is how much money I'm spending every month. But then on the other side, you're gonna put like the ideal. You're gonna put the ideal. How much money if I paid all my bills and if I had insurance and if my child was in daycare, like whatever my quality of life is, I need to put it on that other column, the ideal column, and see how much money is that? What is the total dollar amount of that? And then you need to see what type of income you need to make in order to cover those expenses. So if over here on this side, the reality side, the actual side, you ain't saving no money, you ain't got no insurance, you like eating junk food because you can't afford organic food, this is reality. But over here is gonna be ideal. This is the perfect world. In the perfect world, just to have a better quality of life, if over here you spending $2,000 a month, over here it might be $3,000 a month. It might be $4,000. But at least you're able to put a financial plan together to see how much I'm making right now, how much I'm spending, and in the perfect world, how much would I need to make and how much will I be spending? Because when you do that, you can look at the difference and see how far apart am I between my actual life financially and my ideal life. This is how you put a financial plan together. Because now you're able to see, oh, if I make $2,000 more a month, I can be living my ideal life. I could have insurance, I could have a car that's reliable, I could be living out the hood in a nice neighborhood if I was making $2,000 more than what I'm making. Once you see those numbers, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm just $2,000 away. So if I can figure out a way to go with my financial plan to make an extra $2,000 a month, man, I'd be living in Buckhead with Prophet Ramone. I'd be driving a nicer car. But you put a plan together, and your plan was based on real numbers, not just all these fantasies and these prophetic declarations that don't mean nothing to a calculator. See, them declarations don't mean nothing to no calculator. How many of y'all agree with me so far? Am I making sense?
Yes.
Some of y'all might have to go back. Now remember, everything that I'm talking about right now, I have an entire financial literacy program built into this blueprint game plan that walks you through this whole process. I take my time to teach you all the fundamentals of financial literacy, all the fundamentals of accounting, all the fundamentals of financial planning, so that you can be able to take your time. So if you do not have the blueprint game plan, okay, you don't have access to it, I want to encourage you, I really do, I want to encourage you to take your relationship with money serious enough to invest the money to have access to a educational and training program that can actually teach you what you need to learn to have a better relationship with money. This is a part of your process. At some point in your life, I tell my daughter that all the time when we talk. When people don't respond to us or just say basically, nah, I don't need that, or I ain't ready for it, I always tell you that at some point they're gonna have to come back to this, even if it's not us.
Yeah.
They're gonna need it. You're gonna need financial literacy. There's no way you're gonna have financial freedom. There's no way you're gonna have peace. And watch this, just in terms of financial planning, there's no way somebody will go from a better quality of life in the current state of their lives to a future quality of life if they don't have financial literacy. So that's why I say your current quality of life is where you are right now. This is where I'm at. So I need to have on one side of that paper what I'm making, what I'm spending. This is my actual number. On the other side, I need to put what I want to make and how much I would be spending if I had everything I needed. If I was saving $200 a month, if I had insurance that cost $1,000 a month, if I lived in an apartment that was $1,800 a month, if I drove a car that was $300 a month, how much would I be spending and how much would I need to make? And now you're able to see what the numerical, mathematical, financial difference is to at least put an action plan with your financial plan. But it starts with a financial plan because your financial plan is going to be your why. This is why I'm waking up early every day. This is why I'm on the blueprint game plan. This is why I'm listening to Prophet Ramone late at night on these modules, because I need to get from where I am with this number to where I want to be so I can change the quality of my life. That's why I don't like focusing on the budget all the time, because your budget, it can compromise your quality of life when you shouldn't have to compromise your quality of life if you lean in and learn more and do more so you can make more. All it takes is a financial plan sometimes. We got a question?
No question. They seem good after.
So now you have your future quality of life. Now, why is your future quality of life is so important? Let me tell you why your future quality of life. You got to do the same thing with your future quality of life. Your future quality of life is about your after work years. So when you plan on retiring, when you plan on saying I ain't working no more, if you even plan on that, or how do you want to live in 20 years? How do you want to live in 30 years? You got to think about that today. These are things that I tell my kids and my family I'm always talking about this stuff. I'm talking about how I want to live in 30 years today. I'm not finna wait 28 years from now and be like, well, this is how I want to be in 2 years. I don't have wiggle room. I can put a financial plan together, even if I don't take all the action steps. At least I see the numbers. So your future quality of life is going to be based on how you want to live when you're no longer working by choice or when you're no longer working by force. Because that can be at 35, that could be at 68, that could be at 22, depending on how life goes. But if you don't put a financial plan together, you're never able to reach towards something numerically. I like to have a number to look at. I like to have a number to look forward to. And guess what? Here is what is recommended by financial experts. Financial experts recommend that whenever you plan on retiring or getting to your after work years, your future quality of life, you should have at least 10 times as much of your salary invested. Think about that. Let me show you how that works. Let's say nothing dramatically changes in your financial life from where you are right now in 30 years. And now you got to live in 30 years off of what you make in 30 years because you can't work no more. How much money will you need invested in order to still bring in the kind of money you're making every year right now? So let's say, for example, if you're making $25,000 a year, financial experts recommend that you have at least 10 times that amount invested in order for you to be able to have the same type of life. This is one of the reasons why you see people, and I'm not knocking people, I'm just giving you truth. This is why you see people in their 60s and 70s still working, because when they were in their current quality of life, they never thought about their future quality of life. And then when they got to a certain age and they realized, oh, I don't have enough money to maintain my current quality of life, but that used to be your future quality of life. But you never put a financial plan together. Y'all see how important that is? So there are people right now who can't retire. They have to wake up and work every day. Even though they might love it, but there are people who just have to do it. And the reason why is because they're pressed, because their current quality of life at that age was at a younger age a future quality of life, but they never thought about having a financial plan. They just thought, oh, I'll be getting Social Security, I'll be getting my pension, I'll get me a little retirement check, and that'll be enough. But if you never did the math, once you got to 65 or 70, and then you start getting money coming in, you like, this ain't enough to pay my bills. In other words, my current quality of life cannot be afforded in my future quality of life. You know why? Because I didn't put a financial plan together. So for those of you that don't have the Blueprint Game Plan, I want you to reach out to me today and pick up a Blueprint Game Plan. We have 6 for you to choose from. Our signature, most popular Blueprint Game Plan is our ultimate all-in-one Blueprint Game Plan. And what this ultimate all-in-one Blueprint Game Plan does is it teaches you all of the most important aspects of not just financial literacy, which all our Blueprint Game Plans do, all of the most important aspects of entrepreneurship, starting a holding company, owning that holding company, running it, investments from a real estate perspective, and family legacy wealth building. We also have a nonprofit program in there. We have goal setting programs. We have other financial economic programs that are built into our Blueprint Game Plan. We have hundreds of courses that are built into all of the programs in our Blueprint Game Plan. And we want to make that available to you. We want to help you get on the track to your financial freedom, to your entrepreneurial freedom, and to your legacy wealth building for you and for your family. All you have to do is text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213. Text "I'm ready." If you're ready to purchase a Blueprint Game Plan, just text "I'm ready" to 404-478-7213, or you could just go to Ramonepreston.com. You can go to my website and you can take a look at all of our Blueprint Game Plans. You can see what we have available, what you're going to learn in them, what the programs and the courses and the lessons are all about. You're able to take a look and preview all of that. It's right there at Ramonepreston.com. Or you could just text me right now. I'm ready. Prophet Ramone, I'm ready. I need this Blueprint Game Plan. We'll plug you into a Blueprint Game Plan today. We'll give you immediate access to it so you can start training for reigning, schooling for ruling, so you can get to your prophesied place. And guess what? If you are one of those sophisticated individuals and you're ready to really level up, we have a coaching program. I got something special I'm going to be announcing soon about our coaching program, but I got to wait because I have to give our current clients an opportunity to take advantage of what I'm about to announce and introduce about our coaching program. But I have an extraordinary coaching program project that I'm about to announce, and I'm giving the people who I already have a relationship with and our current clients an opportunity to decide if they want to be a part of it, because it's going to be a very exclusive program. What I can say is my goal in this program that I'm about to launch and introduce to the public, my goal is to raise up at least 10 six-figure earners between now and December 31st. Drop mic.
I mean it.
That's the game, because you know I'm going to over-deliver. So we have a coaching program. If you want to be a part of the coaching, just text, "I'm ready, coaching," to 404-478-7213. If you would like to be a part of our, Blueprint Game Plan $1,000 challenge. I'm trying to remember all the stuff I have forgot. We have a $1,000 challenge. We're challenging everybody to save at least $1,000 for the first quarter of 2021. If you'd like to be a part of that, go to Ramonepreston.com/challenge. Y'all, we got to get up out of here today. It's Monday. Woo! I love y'all. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. I love y'all. Ooh, I gotta put them shades on for this one.
They say if you scared, go to church. But I came up in the church in the middle of the east side. Sunday morning, heard drive-by. I never get one little Dre die. It's a little different when you came up in the church in the middle of the east side. My dudes ain't gon' play with me. Had the whole church to come pray with me. I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water. And that tap down on my father.
I'll see y'all tomorrow, 12 o'clock. I know I'm ghetto, right? Say what? But I'm educated.
And I ain't gonna lie, bitch, church the way that it used to be. That's the old church. We the new church. Till the doorkeepers get used to me. We the wicked, kicking those down, kicking those down. Life was moving too fast, God had to slow me down a little bit. I remember praying all night on the steps of that pussy. So the Holy Ghost fell down, then watch the whole church get lit. And I got under my tongue, so the usher don't say spit it. Give me, I was a young one, and that gum cost 50 cents. I repeat. Testimony service.
Woo!
They say if you scared, go to church. But I came up in the church in the middle of the east side. Sunday morning, heard drive-bys. I never get one little Dre die. It's a little different when you came up in the church in the middle of the east side. My dudes ain't gon' play with me.
Say what?
I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize that water.
Hey, I'm just getting y'all a little vibe for this Monday. You know Monday my favorite day.
I'm baptizing that water, so I had to baptize my water.
Woo!
Shirt smelling like purple. Came up a little different. Breaking laws, they breaking curfew. You know my mama gon' be tripping. We were flying for our life before we even started living. All these freaking politicians, they just want us in their system. I got dead friends like Uzi Bird. I saw my best friend on the shirt. I watched you put them in the dirt. We had to know just because we heard. No wonder why they popping on them.